All right, another week at being a filmmaker, and we had a great weekend in the mountains. But right now, the weather just went mental, and it's raining outside. The wind is extremely strong. Luckily, I'm already home in my office. So, what's up ahead this week? I have still a few more projects that I need to finish in terms of post production. So, I'm just going to work on it now. This is a film I'm making about regenerative farming. I think I'm going to finish the rough cut today, and then all that is remaining is basically color grading and sound design. So, that's on the schedule for today. For the rest of the week, I have a small shoot. It's just some pickups for a film I shot in Raja Ampat. I need to get some more food shots. That's going to happen tomorrow, and I'll probably show you guys how that goes. And then, yeah, basically just that this week. I think I might do some writing and some reflections, and I'm kind of gonna get ready for the week or 2 weeks ahead, which will be mainly about relaxing, not taking on any work, going deeper inside to really figure out how I want to move forward with YouTube channel, with my filmmaking career, with Patreon, and just kind of reconnecting to my values and realigning with my vision and make sure that I'm building the future that I imagined. All right, so I have finished the edit of the farmer's film and I started color grading it. I actually color graded the intro of the film, so let me just show you that right now.
Kalau seingat Pak Tut, waktu kecil itu sawah itu kelihatannya memang beda saja sekarang ini. Kalau dulu itu kan asli, tidak ada plastik, tidak ada bekas-bekas kimia, tidak ada. Belut itu banyak sekali, gampang cari daging, cari ikan itu, yang kan jadi capung itu banyak juga. Itu mungkin yang akan memakan hama itu. Kalau dulu orang tua nggak pernah nyemprot pakai ini, cuma pakai daunan aja, daun cile, daun kesimukan gitu, memberantas hama itu. Kalau Pak Tut pribadi itu kan rasanya ingin sekali seperti yang dulu itu hidupnya, ya biar nyaman, dari segi kesehatan juga kita kan santai aja di sawah ini, tidak ada polusi gitu, biar kita bisa lagi transisi mengikuti orang tua dulu seperti kakek kita itu ya.
I always had a curiosity about farming and farmers and what their experience was out here. So we came out to engage with the local community. I recall Pak Denik saying, if we continue to apply chemicals the way we are now, we're going to be planting rice and sand in the next 10 years.
So as you can see, what I tried to do in this intro was to take a voice of someone from the community, of a farmer, and really talk about his experience with chemical farming. And through that experience, create an emotional connection with the viewer. And then at the end, I brought in the stat to kind of hit the mark right on the spot. Because, in order to grab the audience, I thought that in this case, I need both the emotional element, which is the farmer's story and his desire to go back to the regenerative farming, but then also the stat, which is very important and quite staggering when you understand that, rice is feeding the world's population, but 99% of rice is actually grown through using petrochemicals and pesticides. So yeah, this is the intro for the film. And then later on, we go into the organization's story and how they're actually solving this problem. Now, what I'm going to do for the rest of the day is probably color grading this film and start with the sound design. And then I might also work on a presentation. So not a lot of interesting stuff. And it's raining outside, so no way to do anything attractive outside either. So that's probably it for today. Lily, babe.
I really enjoy. And then creators can, it's more about like, okay, they need support, and then probably someone, a creative who actually wants to get into the impact space,
Yeah,
needs to start with something,
yeah,
and
that's
to
true.
kind of see, oh, okay, then these resources are out there. I like to support them.
Yeah, exactly. Could be like that. Could be like a matchmaking between creatives who want to get into an impact space, and so that way we provide some opportunities as well.
Yeah.
So the weather is looking decent. At least it's not raining. It's still windy, and so we're gonna take this opportunity to shoot the pickup shots of the food. Gil behind me is just setting up the camera and the table, and we're mostly gonna work with natural light, but we also have Giant Molus X100 ready in case we need some fill or in case we just need to create a little more output. And yeah, gonna set up this, and then we're gonna wait for the food to arrive, and then we of course have to style it too. Do you need more? I can point it more at you, baby.
Yeah.
Right, guys, we are just setting up the table, which is actually on the ground because that gives us more space and we can do a top down. Laura is styling it because she's a stylist and she just knows how to make everything look pretty. And yeah, needs to style this, and then we're gonna shoot it. Probably gonna get one kind of a master shot and then maybe some close-ups and some details, just to give it a little bit more texture. We're using natural light, and we're also adding some light with the Giant Molus X100 over here, softening it so we don't have any harsh shadows. And yeah, it's been quite an improvisation, but I think that we're gonna get a good result out of this. Looks good, no? Looks great, actually. Let me see. So we finished shooting, and I'm gonna show you the final results on the screen. The last shot we got was this fruit, which is called durian, and when it gets ripe, it smells really bad, and you will see people driving with the car, but then having the durian basically just hanged behind the car outside of it, so they don't smell it. But right now it's not ripe, so it doesn't smell, but it's very, very spiky. All right, just jumping on another call, once again with the Konko crew. Nazdárek, snowboardiáku, koukal jsem, že jsi byl ve špindlu. A dobrý, je sníh, nebo? Je sníh? All right, so today is Wednesday and just another day of editing in front of me. Guys, I mean, this is the second episode, and I understand that I've been mostly editing in the first and in the second episode, but this is what it is. You know, I have these projects that I need to finish. The weather is really bad outside, and so I'm just trying to get this done as soon as possible so that I can then use my free time for a little bit more shooting and photography and so on, just the fun stuff. But yeah, today it's going to be full day of editing and doing other work on the computer. Maybe I'll make it to the gym for some bouldering, but that really depends on the weather and on how fast I'll be able to get this stuff done. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Very strong. All right, guys, just finished hanging this little poster that came in today. As you can see, I'm a pizza lover, and Argentine pizza is the best. Yeah, today is Thursday. I've been finishing some editing, and right now we actually set up a little kind of a YouTube Patreon setup here, and I'm gonna record some videos. I call these videos unscripted, and basically they are as what they sound. They're unscripted videos. I come up with an idea as I'm recording the video, and then I talk about it and express myself on that topic. So it's kind of a free flow, and it also helps me, practice speaking in front of the camera and sharing information in a concise yet effective way. And let me also tell you about the setup. So this is a super simple setup. One key light. As a key light, we're using the Zhiyun Molus X100, and we have a softbox and a honeycomb grid on top of that light, to make the light a little more directional and soft. The light is actually motivated by the window light. So there's a big window and we have natural light coming in. It's not a direct sunlight because the sun is above us. Right now it's 11 a.m. Then we have one main camera angle. I'm going to be talking directly to the camera. So super simple. I'm sitting here, boom mic. And then we have a background right here, which is my computer and the pizza poster. Now, one thing that I noticed on the videos that I've been filming, especially during the day, is that there's a lot of kind of yellow greenish tint on my face. And the reason is because we have a massive rice field outside of our house, and that rice field is in a direct sun. Right now it's green, and so all of that light is being reflected into the window and then falls onto my face when I talk into the camera. So if I'm just using natural light, unfortunately, I have to use that light. If I'm lighting, I can probably close the curtain and reduce that green tint that is coming from the outside. So just something to think about when you're, setting up interviews. Think about the surfaces that are around you, and particularly green tends to reflect a lot, and it's very difficult to get rid of it in the color grading. All right, guys, the poster is up, and even though it was a small feat, it's time to celebrate. Nothing better than a pizza. Even though putting a poster on the wall is just a small achievement, I want to talk about something different. I want to talk about the bigger achievements and bigger goals. Because I feel like I've been someone who's pretty good at setting up goals and then trying to follow through and achieving those goals when I look back at the past few years of my life. And I want to talk about the moment in the past that happened, actually a sentence that my, at that time, girlfriend, now wife, Laura, told me. She said, I think we were talking about some difficult situation that I couldn't figure out, which direction to take. And she said, be the man you want to be. And this sentence has changed it all, because somehow this sentence has connected to something within me, something deeper, that allowed me to look at my future life and imagine the ideal version of that life, an ideal version of that person that I want to become. And because of that, I was then able to look back and kind of reverse engineer the steps that I need to take in order to get, or in order to become that person. And so I think this sentence, be the man you want to be or be the woman you want to be, is something that can be really helpful. So especially, if it's someone who you love or who loves you that asks you that, because you know that that person really cares and that person wants you to become the best version of yourself. So I encourage you to, ask yourself, what man or what woman do I want to become? And then imagine all of those aspects and nuances that goes into being that person. What does it mean in terms of your career? What does it mean in terms of your family? What does it mean in terms of how you treat people, how you act, how do you help people, and so on and so forth. And once you do that, that you can start looking at building that path and walking that path that will get you there. And if I'll give you a real life example, 2.5 years ago, I was really dreaming about becoming a cinematographer and a documentary filmmaker who works internationally. And because I knew that I want to get to that point, I want to become that person, that version of myself, I started working on and taking steps that will get me there. Last year, thanks to this effort, I was able to work on 3 projects that were supported by National Geographic. I was able to work in UNESCO heritage sites, and I was able to basically visit incredible places and see incredible cultures all around the world. And of course, it's not the peak of what I want to be doing as a DP or as a filmmaker, but it's a move forward, it's a step up. Now I have other goals, bigger visions, but I also am going through transformation right now, and that's why I want to take that time off in order to gain more clarity, align with the vision of who I want to become, and make sure that going into the future, I'm taking the right steps towards that goal. So hopefully this can also be helpful for you, so that you can take a look at who you are now and who you want to become, and then figure out that path, that thread that will connect those two persons or those two versions of you. Yeah, I think that for you, Jacopo, is really you have to do it. And if you fail, I mean, what happens if you fail, right? In my opinion, you don't fail until you give up. And if you decide to give up, you either give up because maybe you found a reason to do it. But if you really want it, you don't give up. You will just keep trying. And I think there's one more thing that I've been thinking recently about. It's like I'm 34. You said you're 35, right, Jacopo? And you, Jason, are 38, right? So if you think about it, we probably have like at least the same amount of what we've spent here, we have in front of us. And if you look at what you achieved in that time, you could have 3 more different careers if you would want to. If you spend 5 years mastering something and then 5 years kind of reaping the fruits of it, but you could literally decide that at 40, you're going to become a meditation teacher, and you could pursue that path if you're not afraid of it, right? And so I try to think about it that way. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? Good morning, guys. So it's 9:45 a.m. A little late start for me today because I really took this morning to enjoy. So I went for coffee, I journaled, I came back, I had breakfast, and now I'm slowly easing into work. The reason I did it this way is because yesterday I finished, I would say, 90% of the projects that I was working on for the past 2.5 months. And with that, there has been a big stone or big burden lifted off me. And I feel a lot of relief because I've been pushing quite hard the past 2.5 months to finish these projects so that I can then spend some time, probably next 2, 3, 4 weeks, just focusing on YouTube, focusing on finding stories, focusing on improving as a filmmaker. And so this moment right here has been a moment I've been waiting for, and it feels great. So I'm going to do a little bit of work today. I need to work on I want to work on 2 pitch decks. So that's a creative exercise. It's going to be fun. And then I'll probably, just take the day easy. I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm going to go bouldering and, just enjoy the fact that I don't have to do any client work today. Now, what's up for the next few weeks? I plan on taking some time off and going deeper inside to align with who I want to become, to align with my vision and with my goals for myself, but also for this YouTube series and for content on my Patreon. And I'm going to take you with me. So you're going to see how I think about stuff, how I process stuff, how I set goals. And I think that could be quite interesting. And then I'll probably go for a small trip. I've been craving a bigger city, so I might go to Kuala Lumpur or Bangkok. Not sure yet. And it's going to be exciting. And there's going to be a lot more adventure than the past 2 episodes, because as I said, I was locked in working on client projects. Now, I'm really grateful if you made it all the way here. Thank you. It means a lot. And I hope that these videos are providing you with a little bit of insight what goes into being a filmmaker, and that I'm bringing value. Now, let me know in the comment section below if there's something you would want me to address in these episodes, and make sure that you're part of the community. There's some free assets in the description of this video, and you can also join my Patreon, which is really focused more on education, filmmaking education, hands-on education, and on community building. So yeah, that's it from me today, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
And all the times we spent